Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a in-depth foundation routine. So it's basically just going to be my base. So I'm going to do foundation, concealer, and powder. Just in-depth over that. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that most people do is prime. I prime sometimes, but I find that it doesn't really do too much for my skin type because I don't know, I have pretty normal skin, so it's just kind of an extra step, and sometimes I feel like it makes my foundation not go on as nice, like even though that's what it's supposed to do. So usually I'll just moisturize my face. I forgot a mirror. Yeah, usually I'll just moisturize my face and I'll use my moisturizer as my primer. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is jump right in with my foundation, and today I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Vanilla, and I'll just put one pump of that on my hand, and this is like more than enough for me. I think that this foundation has really good coverage, so then I'll just kind of dot that around my face. I like to kind of put it, I focus my foundation more so on the outer perimeters where my concealer isn't going to be providing me more coverage. So I don't like to drag it too much on, like up into my under eyes or in any of those areas, just because I know that I'm going to put concealer there anyways. So there's no point in like making my face look more cakey. So then I go in with my beauty blender and just blend that out. And personally, I'm definitely a beauty blender kind of girl. I don't love blending my foundation with brushes too much. Occasionally I'll do it, but I always end up going over it with the beauty blender anyways. So I typically will just go right in with my sponge. And this one is an actual beauty blender that I'm using today. I just like to pounce right over my skin everywhere to get a nice even coverage. I'll usually start with just one thin layer, like one pump on my whole face, and then if I need a little bit more coverage, I'll go in with a little bit more. With this foundation, typically the one pump is plenty for me because I like my skin to look kind of on the natural side. So if I have some redness or some bumps or anything still peeking through, that's like doesn't really bother me. But with my absolute favorite foundation is my NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. And with that one pump sometimes isn't enough, and I'll have to go back with another pump. But I don't usually use the whole second pump. So yeah, I just like to add more right where I need it instead of having like a thick, cakey layers and layers over my entire face. Okay, so then once the foundation is blended out and I like the coverage, now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. This is the shade Neutralizer, and I'm going to put that anywhere where I would normally conceal and highlight. So I'm going to put that on my under eyes, nose, a little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the chin, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. And just around the nostrils sometimes. And then I'll start off with like a light layer. Like it looks like there's a lot on, but it's a very thin layer. And I'll just begin blending that out. And I love this concealer. It's my favorite. It's so brightening and just really a nice coverage. And then for like my chin and my forehead, I'll blend it out with the same side of my beauty blender that I used for the foundation, just so it blends a little bit nicer. And I guess I'll do that down the nose and sometimes just around the edges, just to make sure everything's nice and blended and there's no harsh lines. And I'm gonna let my dog in. Once my concealer is all blended in, I'll go in and set my face. And with my setting powder, I usually don't set my entire face. I pretty much just set my under eyes or where I concealed. And I bake my under eyes every single day. I used to never do it because I didn't really think it did anything, but then I don't know what happened. I just tried it again one day and like I've been hooked on it ever since. So I'll just get a little bit of powder on my sponge and just put that right into my under eye creases, and I'll also pack it on where I have a lot of pores on my cheeks because it really, translucent powder really helps to hide some texture. So then I'm just going to go in with some more of that on my forehead, down my nose, and just everywhere that I put the concealer. And I've found that this really does make a huge difference for me in my under eye creasing, because I would always have creases under my eyes and I was like, well, I guess baking doesn't work for me. And then one day I just tried it again and it just was a life changer. So then I'll just blend over everything, make sure nothing's too powdery. I went to the beach and like my chest and my arms and stuff are like so tan, but my neck like literally can never get a tan. And then that is it for my foundation. And then after I'm done with all my bronzer, blush, highlight, and everything, I'll go in and spray my face with my Fix Plus. So I'm gonna go jump off camera, finish the rest of my face makeup, and then I'll be back to spray. Be right back. Okay, so I just finished off the rest of my makeup. No eyeshadow. This has been like my everyday look that I've been going for lately. I like it. And so now the final step is some MAC Fix Plus. And I just like to do a couple spritzes of this to make everything sink in and just really look like skin. Alright, and then that is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!